under Article 190. If I may just make one point on this.
You see, there are two issues
Yes,
here.
yes.
I interject now.
Ji.
I'm here to hear you. Please conclude your submissions. If someone wants to ask a question, if you start responding to each query, I don't even know what your argument is. And I would request the honorable members of the bench to at least let counsel complete his submission. Yes, there will be questions, but I don't know what you're going to say next. And if you are faced with questions, I mean, I don't know what I'm to write, and I just lose the chain of thought, and I'm sure you do as well. So, Mr. Siddiqui, please, if you keep responding to each question, we'll be forever. No, excuse me, this is no laughing matter.
My Lord,
No, from morning to night, on the first day we worked, every second of this court is time of the people who have invested heavily in this institution. 3 full days have worked. Now we are on the 4th day. We can endlessly hear one case in the year, and that's a performance. And all the other cases will get left behind, and all mounting up. So please, there are 15 of us, and all of us have questions, and undoubtedly valid questions. Please complete your chain of thought, and if you keep responding, I don't know what your contention is, I will never understand it.
if I may just complete this.
Please keep submitting your submissions.
I'm very grateful to your Lordship. If your Lordships may see Order 1, it contains various definitions, my Lord, and then your Lordship may see subsection 2. If I may read. Unless the context, now law is not defined in Supreme Court rules, but this provision is there. Unless the context otherwise requires, the General Clauses Act 1897 shall apply to the interpretation of these rules, as it applies to the interpretation of a federal act. Your Lordships are aware that the term law is a defined term in the General Clauses Act. And this is the General Clauses Act 1897 I'm talking about. If your Lordship looks at Section 3, subsection, sorry sir.
Order 1, 2, 2 है ना जरा clear कर.
जी जी.
Order 1 का rule 2 का 2.
जी rule 2.
जी.
Rule 2 का 2.
जी जी. जी rule 2 का 2. I'm sorry sir. So the definition of what law means in Order 11 would come from the General Clauses Act. And Section 3, subsection 37B has a definition of law. It says Pakistani law, but the case law consistently says where the term law means Pakistani law, that is what Pakistani law is. And it says Pakistani law shall mean any act, ordinance, regulation, rule, order, bylaw.
Please tell us where you're reading from.
Sir, Section 3, subsection.
Sections to nahi hai.
Sir, General Clauses Act 1897.
अच्छा, we are still at the rules, जी.
Sir, rule तो मैंने आपको बता दिया.
जी.
Order 1, sub rule 2. अगर आप General Clauses Act देख लें आप, Section 3, subsection 37B.
Pakistani law.
So there is, as the Supreme Court which sat while making these rules was clear in their minds.
It says Pakistan law.
Yes, and the case law says that where the word law comes, instead, and I've given the citations, I won't repeat them, that Pakistani law's definition is to be used. I've cited that. So, my lord, there is no doubt about the fact that when the word...
This is the book that I have, subsection. There's a note here saying that this was substituted in 1981.
Ji. Sir, 37B.
Yes, it was substituted in 1981, what you are reading. So when the full court sat to frame the rules in Supreme Court rules 1980, what was 37B then?
But it would still apply.
No, but what was it?
I'm not aware of that, but
Check.
yes.
Fine, check.
So my submission before your lordship is that even if one looks at the structure of the sentence, save as otherwise provided by law, the contemplation of even while framing the rules is that there can be an act of parliament. Now, what is the relationship between that act of parliament and the rules? That is a crucial question. But there can be no question about the fact that rules, act of parliament can be on practice and procedure of the Supreme Court.
No, it can't.
So that's my first point.
Just a moment.
Sir.
First of all, you are asking us to read a definition which does not say law but says Pakistani law in the specific context of Article 191 and the Supreme Court rules. Okay, that's your argument. But you say that law...
I don't know what you say. I still have to note it. Can you please complete your thought? So let me understand what you're saying. So then the question, I will understand the question also. If you're not so quick at understanding, can you please complete your submissions from your own mouth? Let us hear it.
My submission is that the word...
Let me first ask up to whatever you said
Please,
now.
can you I don't know the question has to follow a submission. Please, can you conclude your submission, Mr. Faez Siddiqui? Otherwise, we'll have to spend forever on this case.
Sir, may I...
इस्लामाबाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रोसीजर एक्ट की समाअत इस वक्त जारी है। ब्रेक के बाद हाजिर होंगे हेडलाइंस के साथ।
It's all about me.
ट्राई नूरपुर की बेहतरीन टेस्टिंग मिल्क।
चुप चुप चुप, शाबाश, बड़ा सा घूंट लेना।
नहीं चाहिए।
और थोड़ी देर में उतर गई ट्रेन पटरी से, निवाला नीचे और आप इसके पीछे। दूध का गिलास यहाँ और आंसू वहाँ। ऐसे शुरू होती है मेरी मॉर्निंग। कहाँ से लाएं ऐसा ब्रेकफास्ट जिसका टेस्ट ये अप्रूव करें?
ट्राई नूरपुर की बेहतरीन टेस्टिंग मिल्क।
ज़मीन ए स्मॉल इस्लामाबाद कंटेम्प्ररी यूरोपियन आर्किटेक्चर का हामिल पहली बार मुतारिफ करवा रहे हैं ग्रैंड कवर्ड मार्केट प्लेस, लग्जरियस शॉपिंग मॉल, स्टूडियो 1, 2 and 3 बेड पर मुश्तमिल रेजिडेंशियल अपार्टमेंट्स और अल्ट्रा मॉडर्न होटल अपार्टमेंट्स की पेशकश। For booking and details, call 111 333 333. A project of Zameen Developments, ACE Group and MIH Group. Brought to you by Zameen.com. हर पता हमें पता है।
ट्राई नूरपुर की बेहतरीन टेस्टिंग मिल्क है।